Hey, this is Shane at Triple S Homestead. I wanted to show you my real quick homemade brooder. I have several chicks hatching in the incubator right now. I can leave them in there up to 24 hours, but I want to make sure that they get all fluffy and dry before I take them out of the incubator. So I was down here putting some finishing touches, making sure that this is ready for them when that happens. So what I did here is I just used a dog kennel crate. I took the bottom out of it and I just laid some plastic on the bottom, on the floor of my basement. And the plastic is about a foot or so wider than the crate itself. And the reason I did that is that way the crate sits straight on the plastic, and when I need to change out those shavings about once a week, all I have to do is lift the crate up and roll the plastic up and take it and dump it on the compost pile. So this is a pretty basic setup. Originally I had the wire here for some other animals that I was using this kennel as like a tractor farm, a tractor out in the yard, and I could just move it around from location to location so they could always get fresh grass. But for now I'm making it as my temporary brooding house. I use a red light. I prefer that over the white because the white could aggravate, the baby chicks with the brightness all the time. So the red doesn't seem to bother them as bad. I use the cardboard to help minimize airflow and keep keep them warm, because I am in my basement. You could see that my temperature is hovering around 95 to 97 degrees. It's a little on the high side, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'll use this arm right here and just raise it up a little bit. The further I get away from the floor, obviously the lower the temperature will be down here. The other thing I like about this setup is that when the birds get a little bit bigger and I go ahead and take them outside, I can still keep them in this crate, and since there's no bottom, the birds will just be right on the grass, and they'll love that. But these cardboard pieces came off of a packing box that we recently got, and I can just slide those in and out from behind this wire for my sides. So when I'm ready to get rid of the cardboard, I can just do that. The pine shavings, these are pine shavings, not cedar shavings. The pine shavings are good. I prefer them over the cedar because the cedar can cause some respiratory issues in your animals. So I've got the light for heat. I've got the cage and the pine shavings. So I'm still hovering right around 96.8 degrees. I'll raise that just a little bit. I want to try and keep the temperature at 95 degrees for the first week, 90 degrees the second week, 85 degrees the third week, and so on, decreasing the temperature about 5 degrees each week for about 5 weeks. So sometimes if the birds are too hot or too cold, if they're too cold, you'll see them in here all huddled together in a big pile. If they're too hot, they'll be all spread out just everywhere. So you can also gauge your heat by that if you don't have a thermometer. Anyway, that's my setup, and we'll do some more with the birds later. All right. Talk to you later. That's what we're doing today on the homestead.